Welcome to our fall and Halloween virtual preview party, everybody. I am so glad you could join us. We're here, and I've got so many things to show you. I hope you don't have any plans until about midnight tonight, because I have a lot of stuff to show you. So don't doze off, because there's stuff happening all the time, and I don't even know where to start. I'm going to kind of walk around. This Joe's probably going to kill me because I'm going to kind of walk around. I'll walk around to the front a little bit. Let me show you our really super cute. These are Sew and Save exclusive. We made up these. I made up these patterns actually a couple weekends ago. So cute little Halloween towel kits. We are using the glitter vinyl. You know, you don't have to be a Kimberbell Club member to be able to use glitter vinyl. Everybody should get to use glitter vinyl. So these little cute boot towels have little buttons on. So your kit will come with the towels, the glitter vinyl, a little piece of ribbon, the striped fabric, and buttons to make 2 towels. So 2 towels in your kit. So that's our first little Halloween project. I'm kind of going to go around this little table. Okay, I lied because we are going to do a few little things other than Halloween. Okay, so when I made these, I also decided that I had to make some elf boots too. So we have elf shoes as well. So these don't use any glitter vinyl, but they do have bells. So our little elves have bells on their toes. Your kit will come with 2 towels, the striped fabric, the little polka dot fabric for the heel and the little sock, and then your boot fabric, as well as the little bells to go on your little boots. Quick, fun, super easy projects to do. You can hang them both, hang one and give one to a friend for the holidays. Really super cute and fun. What else do I have to show you? These I think I showed you a while ago, and they sold out like in 2 hours. So we have some more that came in. So let me kind of just hold this up a little bit. They're actually cheater panels. It looks like you did a lot of work, but you didn't. So if you look really close, there's little white dashed lines. So this is just a panel, and you can take and stitch right along these lines, and when you do that, it looks like you pieced all of these little fabrics together to make this cute little wall hanging, table topper, door hanger, whatever. So I cheated even more because I just set mine to the quilter. So your kit comes with a front, a back, and binding to make one of these. So there's one with pumpkins in a bowl, and then the other one is just pumpkins. Just as cute as can be. And this one again has the lines to make this to stitch on. So it looks like, am I holding this sideways? I sure am. Thanks, Joe Potter. He's videoing. He's supposed to tell me when things are upside down and backwards. I hope I didn't have the other one upside down and backwards. But right side up, it looks like this. And again, you just stitch on the little white lines, and it looks like you pieced all of those little fabrics together to make the top. Your kit again with this one comes with the front, the back, and the binding. Quick, fun, easy project for the holidays coming up. For fall.
Karin?
Yes, ma'am.
How can people order? And is there an order code?
Oh, you want to order these, do ya? Well, you know, our website is sewandsaveofracine.com. So you'll want to go on that website, and all of the items that I show you tonight will be 20% off for the next week. So some people are not able to watch this tonight. They'll watch it during the week. Watch it again, because I'm going to show you I'm going to demonstrate some products and how to do some sewing projects, so you can watch that over and over again if you need to. So sewandsaveofracine.com, 20% off. The code that you want to put in on your checkout area, you can. You can order out through our website. You can call us at the store, and our phone number is on our website as well. Some people don't like to order online. They don't like to give their credit card number online. That's fine. You can call us at the store. We are happy to take your order. You can stop in and shop. We're happy to have you come in. We're open from 10 until 5:30 Monday through Friday, and 10 until 3 on Saturday. Or stop in and shop. Or you can order online, pick up, and shop some more. Whatever works best for you, we're here. So just give us a call. And sometimes people email me and text me with their orders, and that's fine too. Whatever works for you is just fine for me. All right. Any other questions on how to order, when to order, who to order?
Nope. I
Okay.
think we're
If
good.
you have any more questions, you just holler. I'm happy to answer anything. So we have some fun. These are not fall. These are not Halloween. These are just cute. We made up some really, really sweet pillowcases for kids. So here's some little, kind of a little girl pillowcase. Very cute. This is made out of like a border stripe, and you're doing just your general, what do they call it, hot dog or jelly roll or whatever pillowcase method to make these. So these are all kitted up with everything that you see here with a set of instructions. So this one's cute. Just some cute pillowcases. The fronts are the same as the backs. Just cute and fun. And then the lambs are always so sweet. Let me grab this one. Aren't they cute? Little lambs and bees and flowers. What can be sweeter? So just as cute as can be. And we have fabrics that coordinate with all of these pillowcases. So if you wanted to make a little quilt to go with, or a little, a little quilt to drag along, they are just as cute, as sweet as can be. So these are on our website as well. So that's that. I'm going to move along to the front, and I don't think I have that panel to show you, but the little pumpkins here, the two little pumpkins and the little bird are a panel as well. They're a panel. They come, all three pieces come together on the panel with instructions to sew them and put them together. So it's a fun afternoon project to just, to have sitting out, to add to your pumpkin collection. I have a pumpkin collection, and I like to add to it every year until Joe said that I couldn't bring home any more pumpkins. Well, that's just wrong. So 2 sizes of the pumpkin and the birds come on the little panel. So cute as can be. So let me show you a little project that we have going on. These things I have become, I swear to God, addicted to. They are really, I think they're really cool, and I hope you do too. So let me pull these out a little bit. Hi, Fran. Fran's on. Hi, Fran. Let me pull this out so I can show you what they look like. Where are they? Oh, they're all over here. These are little pot holders and trivets. So they can be fall, they can be Christmas, they can be Halloween, they can be every day. Maybe I should, are really cute. I thought these were adorable. This one says, cut it out. And this one says, I love quilting. Cute as can be. To take to retreats, to take to class. And they hold your rotary cutters and rotary blades. Really cool. So it holds, this is a 45 and on a little one. It will also hold your great big 60. Will fit in here as well, along with extra blades, because I always like to just keep extra blades in something that I'm taking to a retreat, and an extra cutter, because how many times have you gone to a retreat or class and forgot your cutter? So this way it's in a little case, it's protected, and you know you've always got it. So this is the 60. The only one that it really doesn't fit is my big straight 60. It's a little bit too long to fit in there. But certainly your 45 and your graspy cutter fit in there. So really cute, really nice. Fun to give as a gift to a quilting friend. They work just great. So I'm going to kind of move these out of the way so that you have a little bit more space to see things. So these are on the website in the Nifty Notions section of the website, which is also 20% off for a week. So not only are the fall and Halloween things on sale for a week, all of these notion-y things that I show you are also on sale for a week, and you just use the fall 20 code to get the discount. So these are, I just love these. So I have a little pot holder, and it has a little silicone mat on it. It's a little silicone thing. I'll pull them out so you can see them. So your pot holder has the silicone on it. So you can use it as a pot holder, but then you can just put it on your table and use it as a trivet. So you can use it as both. So there's 3 sizes of these. This is the small. Okay, there's no medium. It goes from small to large. And this is the large size one. And this one is also can also be used as a pot holder. or a trivet. And then there's the extra large. So it goes small, large, extra large. So those are the 3 sizes, and this is just a really nice one for like a 13 by 9 pan, but for a 13 by 9 casserole dish, it would work for that. It is fat quarter friendly, it's scrap friendly. We have these particular ones all made up as kits. So those are on the, if you like the way these look and you don't want to go through your scraps, you can get those online. So this is the extra large one, and I'm going to kind of tell you a little bit more about it as we go on. So you purchase your first one with the pattern. This tells you all of the fabrics that you need. It gives you all of the instructions for putting them together. Then after you've made one, you can just buy the refills. So you have a pattern for the small and a refill, a pattern for the large and a refill, and a pattern for the extra large and a refill. So those are in the Nifty Notions section of the website. So let me show you how to put these together. They are so fun. I just love them. So hang on. So where are my little parts? Right here. Here they are. Okay. So I have this one kind of in progress. This one's in progress. Let me kind of show you what one of these silicone mats look like. These are heat sensitive up to 450 degrees. So I think you can put just about anything on top of them. So this is what it looks like. It's just this silicone rubberized mat. I think they have other products that are made out of this. So like, at Bed Bath & Beyond and that type of thing. Except there is no more Bed Bath & Beyond, is there? Oh, well, that's okay, because we can make our own, which is much better. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is take your silicone mat, and you're going to cut a piece of fabric that is the size of your silicone mat. Okay, and it tells you what size to cut your fabric to be. And that is going to just sit right underneath your mat. You're going to put that on there. You're going to take your binder clips. Binder clips are on sale this week as well. They're in the Nifty Notions section. If you don't have binder clips, you need binder clips.
Karin?
For so many projects. Yes, ma'am.
Margaret Treffinger wants to know
yes,
how the silicone washes up and dries. Can you put it in the wash machine and dryer or not?
Yes, you can. I would probably just put it in the wash machine and just kind of line dry it. But it does, and you can just take it and kind of just like even in the sink and just like wash this part off. Your silicone-y part off. We'll just wipe off with a sponge. But they wash up really nice. So you're going to start out by putting just a plain piece of fabric underneath your silicone mat. Then you're going to use your binder clip and you're going to clip it on just to kind of hold it in place. Now, do you know the secret to the binder clip? How to use your binder clip correctly. There's a good way and a bad way. So on the bottom of your binder clip is the flat part, and it's clear. The colored part is rounded, and that's the top. What you want to do, because you can put your binder clip flat on a surface, push down on it, and just slide it. And it doesn't slide well on this cutting mat. That's my problem with that. Things don't slide well on the cutting mat. They're not supposed to. And you just slide it in. And that way it's nice and flat as you're running it through your sewing machine. The flat white part goes to the bottom, and the curved part goes to the top. If you have it upside down, you can't slide it in. You want to be able to have the flat part down and slide it underneath both sections, and it didn't do there. And it'll slide underneath both pieces of fabric. So you want to clip this all on. I put a couple, and I put a couple on the other side. So then you're going to start sewing on your little borders. Now the borders on these, like this is the size of the border on the pot holder on the small size. This was the size border on the extra large size, and I thought this was a little small. I like a little bit bigger border on mine. So when I made this one with the limes and the lemons, I think it's so cute. It's gonna go on our bar. So with the limes and the lemons, I made my, is that okay? Do you like this? Jill's like, I don't know if that's going on the bar or not. So I wanted a bigger border. Yes, you can put a bigger border on here. It's okay. You can put any size border on you want. This is what the instructions tell you to do. This is what I did, and I liked it a little bit bigger. Okay, so you can make it any size you want. Go rogue. You don't have to follow the instructions. It's like a recipe. Sometimes the instructions are just a suggestion. You can add a little spice, take a little spice out. On here, you can add a little border, take a little border out. So on this one, I made it bigger. So I think on this one, I'm actually making it bigger than the other one too. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I made this one bigger as well. I don't know. Anyway, I think this was the original size. So I'm making this one, I think, actually a little bit larger as well. So what you do is you cut the strips however wide they tell you or however wide you decide to make your border. And you're going to take your strip and you're going to fold it in half, right sides together. Okay? It's okay. Right sides together. That's the big secret. This one, and I've got one for this side, one for that side. Obviously, if you're going to add to this, you're going to have to add to your side strip. Okay, so I put my side strips on first, then I measure, and I make sure, and actually, you can make it longer and trim it off later. Okay? So you're going to put this on. This is so cool how this works. So you're going to slide this, I'm going to turn it this way. You're going to open up your strip a little bit. Can't get it open now. Here we go. And you're going to set your mat right up against that center line and fold it over this way. Yes, that's what you're going to do. It's amazing, I know. Put some binder clips in, and of course, I forgot my zipper foot that's sitting in my bag that I was going to use to demonstrate. Okay. That will be okay. We're going to slide these on just like this. You want to use binder clips because you don't want to use pins. You don't want to pin through this. Okay. You could pin through it, but I wouldn't. Use your binder clips. Then I took my zipper foot and I put one side of my zipper foot along this edge, and I put my needle going that way on my zipper foot. Okay, you girls know what I'm talking about. Put it towards the left, and I stitched so that you're stitching kind of a little bit closer to the little design that's on the mat. Okay, if you use your regular foot, I thought it was a little bit too wide, and I couldn't get my stitching close enough to my to the little design, and it was much simpler with the zipper foot. So I used my zipper foot. So you're going to stitch this side on. You're going to do the same with the other side. Okay, and then you're going to take it, and I'm going to pull this one off. Once you have it stitched on, I stitched both sides. You're going to go over to the ironing board. You have it stitched on like this. You're just going to take it and you're going to press it out. Okay? Easy. You can do this. Piece of cake. You can make a whole bunch of these at one time. So over to the ironing board, press this side, press that side, set it aside. Now you're going to make your back. So if you've made this larger, make sure that you measure the size of your mat now that you've made it larger. If you're making it the way it says, cut your pieces the way the instructions say. If you're going rogue and going bigger, make sure that you measure this and make your backing a little bit bigger than this. So that's what I've done on here. I've made my front. This is a little Yuletide one from the Christmas selection that I did. So this one is the front all completed. I'm going to trim these off, you know, my little edges off here and make it all nice and square, but it's all ready to go. Now we need to add the back. So now I've taken a piece of Insulbright, and Insulbright these days are now two-sided. It used to be everybody would say, which side is supposed to face out? Which side is supposed to face in? Is it the shiny side out? Is it the shiny side in? Now it's two-sided. It doesn't matter, okay? So Insulbright, we have it on our website. It's in the Nifty Notions section, so you can get that on sale this week as well. So I used a piece of Insulbright, put my decorative fabric on top, put a piece of, just a scrap piece of leftover background fabric that you have, or some muslin or something. Just put that on the back, draw out your design, and what I do is take, let me make sure this is on, which it's not. Okay. So whenever I am going to, let me move this all over, whenever I'm going to quilt something, no matter if it's like even like this size or a table runner size or any of these guys, you kind of want to hold your batting in place with your fabric. And You can use pins, you can use spray. I don't like to use spray. Spray gets all over everything. I use bone ash, called bone ash. And so this is actually going to be a pocket on the back of the large pot holder. So I'm going to have a big pot holder when I'm done. So it's going to be this size with a pocket on the back. This one I had the little trucks on, so I didn't want to cover up my little trucks with a pocket. So now it's a trivet. But this one's going to have the little pocket on the back, and then this is going to be on the front. So I've quilted this piece up, but when I quilted this, I took, and let me pull this off. I have my, this is just a piece of 100% cotton batting on my pocket. I didn't put insult right in there because it doesn't really need it. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of this bone ash in here. I sprinkled along the edge. I start on along each edge, and it's like sprinkling, it's about the consistency of very fine salt. I just sprinkle a little bit on, flip my piece over. I sprinkle it onto the batting itself. And I think my iron's pretty hot. I start in the center. I know you're looking at my iron now, aren't you? And you're going, she's got a teal iron.
Karin?
Yes, ma'am.
Colleen Bunner wants
yes.
to know what bone ash is.
Bone ash is this stuff. Watch this. It's a miracle. So I'm pressing the bone ash on with, I'm sorry, but we now have colored irons. One of our distributors came out with exclusive colored irons like the other one that I showed you. So down in front where Joe is, we have teal, we now have charcoal, we have rose gold, champagne, and red. Sorry, like after I showed it to you, like 3 weeks after I showed it to you, they came out with colors. What can I say? I'm sorry. So this is bone ash. So I've sprinkled the bone ash on here. This is now connected. This is not going to shift around and move as I'm quilting it. It's going to hold it right there. It is actually permanent, so keep that in mind. It's permanent. It will not wash, it does not wash out. So you can, people hem jeans with it and do all kinds of repair work and that kind of thing with it. So it just a little bit of sprinkle, you don't need a lot. You just want to kind of temporarily baste it in place. Just a little bit. This is where? In the Nifty Notion section. So that is in there. So I just sprinkle a little bit on there. Yes, ma'am.
One more question.
You betcha, anytime.
Atchison
Hi,
wants
Susie.
to know what size needle and weight of thread
I use my regular Aurifil thread that I use for piecing. They do give you a suggestion for a needle. Because I like to test these things out because, you know, I don't like to be switching my needles all the time. I just use the needle that I had in, and I use a chrome needle because the chrome needles are sharper and they are more tolerant of a lot of friction as your needle goes up and down and up and down and up and down. When your needle goes up and down like that, that's what a lot of times makes your thread break, and it is also what makes your needle dull. So the chrome needles are more tolerant of that 100 million times I'm going up and down and up and down. So I use a chrome needle, and it's just a regular quilting chrome needle, and I sewed all of these with that. And I think before I go and start piecing a quilt, I'll change my needle because that's going to, I think this might dull it. But as long as your stitches are fine, I didn't have any problem with skipping of stitches or missing stitches or threads breaking or anything. This was a dream to sew through. I know you can't even believe it, but it just sews so nicely through there. It doesn't stick, it doesn't jam. It really sews very nicely. So now I have fused this together. Now I can just take it over to my machine and quilt it. And this one I'm probably going to just quilt on like maybe these little gray lines. Just like that. To quilt it and hold it all together. So that's my pocket. I'm going to lay that. So on this one, so the instructions tell you to put a little binding on. This one I put a little binding on that matches my little border in the front because I thought that was really cute. This one I think is busy enough. I don't think I'm going to put a binding on over this. So you could just leave it plain. I'll probably come and just do a top stitching along here about 1/4 of an inch away from the top. Done. Perfect. So then what you're just going to, so then you're going to put this all together. Ta-da, 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 ta-da. You're going to take it, trim it all down so it's all the same size. and bind it like you would normally bind anything else. I used a 2.5 inch binding. A lot of times on things that I bind, I'll use a 2.25 inch. But on this, because you're kind of going through a lot of, you're going through a lot of thickness, especially here, when you have a pocket and then you've got this and you got this, 2.5 is what you're going to want to use. That'll just make it easier to bind. And I came around and I stitched it on my sewing machine on the back, but you could hand stitch it going around as well. So the same process to make all of these. It tells you how to add a little hanger if you want to. On the bigger ones, I didn't do that, but just as cute as can be. Fat quarter friendly. Even the big one, you can use a fat quarter for the back, and scrap friendly, and you are off and running. These are so much fun. You will get addicted. I rarely make more than one thing, one thing more than once, and I've made a whole bunch. I just keep making these. So everybody's getting one for Christmas, whether they want one or not. They can pick their size and their style. I'm going to make a whole bunch of different ones. Bring them over to the aunts at Christmas, and the aunts and the cousins can pick out the ones that they like. And I'm ready. I'm ready for the holidays. So it just and I think it's a great craft fair item. If you have to donate something for a craft fair, another great thing to do, because you can make one of these in an afternoon. You really, honest, you really can. So I'm just going to throw all this stuff down here, throw this out of the way, and I'll show you a few more things. Any other questions on making this, doing this? The instructions are very good.
The name of the powder again.
The powder is bone ash.
Can you spell it? Or
B-O, I always spell it wrong because you think it's boned, B-O-N-E. It is not. It is Bo-Nash. Don't know how she got the name. Let's look at some of the projects. We've got all kinds of them. We'll start over here. So this is Wicker Fritsch is her name, J. Wicker Fritsch, and I think you've seen, we've had her projects before. She does a lot of Halloween things. She is coming, and she does a Christmas one. She didn't do a Christmas one this year, but she did. She's done this one, which is called Goose Tails. This is her Halloween one this year. So Goose Tails, and this is the big Mother Goose panel that she has. So she has the full-size panel, and then she has the block panel, and the block panel can be made into a book. Or, thank you, can be made into a book, or as we have done, a quilt. So that's really fun. And it's just the block. These are all of the block pieces from the panel. And she is just so creative and kind of a little bit out there. And some of it's a little scary. It's kind of an adult kind of thing, but she is just so creative. And I just ordered her new line, which is coming out. And I don't know why I liked it so much, but it just reminded me of my childhood a little bit. Remember the old maid playing cards? She's done a line around the old maid playing cards. So take, her really cool, funky kind of artistic license to the old maid playing cards, and they're really cool. I can't remember when they're coming out, but when they come out, we'll get them. So this is just the panel comes up to here, and then this is a border, another big border, and then the eyeglasses up in the corner. That's all there is to it, and it's really, most of the time her art really speaks for itself in the quilt. So you don't have to do a lot because there's always a lot happening in her stuff. So that's that project. This project is my replacement for your Hearts in the Window quilt. Some people were saying, well, what are we going to do for fall for our Hearts in the Window? So I have come up with this little project for the Hearts in the Window quilt. So it says thankful on it. It's got a little pumpkin. So I thought the message would be really nice to thank all of those people who keep us safe and healthy and protected through still the virus. We were hoping not to have to talk about that anymore this fall, but it's still here. So kind of a nice message to put on your door or in your window this fall. So a portion of the money that we get for the patterns and the kits go towards charity. Go to the COVID Relief Fund, which helps charities and families who are suffering from during this time. So this project is a little bit bigger than your last project. Your last project was about 20 inches square. This one's 24. So if the 20-inch square one fit perfectly in your window, that's fine. You can just take the little border off. But the quilt project comes with everything that you need, even to make the little piping. I put a little piping around here just to kind of set it off a little bit. My applique pumpkin is actually kind of not really applique these. I didn't really applique these. I just took and I stitched kind of 1/8 of an inch from the edge of all my little pumpkin pieces, and then I just kind of chenilled them a little bit. So they have kind of a little bit of a raggy fraying look. So there, but if you don't like that look, you can certainly do a satin stitch around here. You could do your blanket stitch around here. You could hand stitch this. You could replace this with wool if you like to do things with wool. So everything that you need to do the project is in your kit, including the back. So the back is in with this project as well. So just our fall thankful pumpkin to replace your little hearts in the window. So you could keep them both in the window or just replace this out. I think I showed you this one last time. It's from Fig Tree. It uses all little charm packs to do your little pumpkins and your, not your leaves, but your pumpkin and your pumpkin stems. And then you'll get the rest of the fabrics to make the background. Really fun. Yeah, no, it took me longer than an afternoon. I think it took me an afternoon to do all the pumpkins, and then probably another afternoon to do the border and then all the quilting. But it's a fun project, not super difficult. A lot of little bit of little piecing in here, but it was fun. It was a really fun project and really great to just hang over the mantle or wherever in the house during the fall season. Then we have for our little, and we have more of these on order. I'm still waiting. We ordered them quite a while ago. She said 4 to 6 weeks. It feels like longer than 4 to 6 weeks. But we have new ones coming in. But to fill these, we have little funnels. You're like, really? But these funnels, sit in these and click right in. So it connects to your little bottle. So if you have problems with your hands and your wrist, pore stuff, I've seen like the little space to fill this up is really small. And especially if you're using like the quart size or the gallon size, especially the gallon size when it's full. It's hard to pour into that little thing. And it has a little rounded area where you can just hold it and set the lip of your bottle and pour. And you'll never lose your funnel because they made it so it connects right to your bottle. It'll connect here or here. Amazing. So Karen's Nifty Notion, it's a good thing because I don't know, I hate to waste even a drop of these. I don't know, I'm wasting a drop when I'm pouring those in. So that's a new Nifty Notion.
Did you quilt the Thankful by yourself or did you send it out to the laundry?
I quilted it by myself. Yeah, I just did some stippling in the center, and then I had stitched in the ditch around all of this, and then stippled here, and then I decided that these felt like they were a little big yet and needed a little something more, so I just kind of mirrored around a little bit and went around these as I went around.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it's something you can do yourself. And I used my bone ash to hold this down while I was quilting. So perfect size for the bone ash. Perfect size. What else you want to see? These are some fun things from Moda. Little fall fun things. These bags are awesome. They're full of paper because I wanted to just fill them up so they'd stay puffed up. But they are really big, heavy canvas bags, all done with a nice magnet on top, good handles, really cute on the front with the trucks, excuse me, and the tractor. So really fun bag for fall. And these are just little things you can put on your refrigerator for your garden. Really super fun. Let's look at the little tea towels that we have up front here too. These are cute. These are super cute. A nice little gift to take as a hostess gift or just in your own kitchen. I want these for my kitchen. So there's 3 different ones. This one says, "Let us eat." The other one says, "Feeling good from my head to my tomatoes." And "You look radishing." So cute. And they come in these little ceramic vegetable trays. And they come all cutely wrapped. So you're all ready to go if you need a hostess gift or just a gift for you, because who deserves it more? You do. Then I have these other towels here, which are really cute, with the truck and the tractors on. And they have little tassels on, really super cute. They come tied up with the little cookie cutters. I'm going to sneak over here. With the little pumpkin cookie cutters. So they come wrapped up with those. So those are just, boom, ready to go with those. What else can I tell you about up front? That looks pretty good. Let me show you another project. We have fun kind of kitchen projects, things that you can get done for the holidays or just to spruce up your house for fall. So these are called Dry Ideas drying mats. So they go next to your sink to dry glasses, things that you're not going to dry in the dishwasher, put in the dishwasher. And they come in 2 different sizes. This one I made to match my cute little apron. So this is our little martini apron. And the little blue things, these are swizzle sticks. How much cuter can that be? So this is the front of it. This is the back. So the pattern to make the glasses are in your pattern. So the pattern and the mats are sold separately. We do have this kitted up just like this, so you'll get the mat. I think they put the pattern in. The pattern and the fabric to make this the little smaller one for your glasses. They also call this a camper size, so you can put it in your camper and put some cute camper fabric on it. So that's that size. And then this is the large size. Where's one that I have all made up? Do I not have one all made up? Maybe I don't. Okay, I don't have one finished. That's big. This is the big size. So there's a big size. And actually, all you're doing is taking the large size, cutting it in half, and you make 2 camper size or 2 glass size for glasses. So this is kind of a holiday one. This is a Christmas one. So I always have like wine glasses and drink glasses that I don't put through the dishwasher, and I just rinse them off. So now I can put them on these. I always just sit them in the sink. Not anymore. I have a cute thing to put them on. So this is how you make these. So here again, I'm going to slide this over here. So here again, I'm using my bone ash. And I start out by taking bone ash and sprinkling. I'm not going to sprinkle this one. I'm going to close it. But I'm going to sprinkle it over my my drying mat. And this is kind of like the soft and stable foam that we use in our bags. It's a little bit thinner, and then the top where that soft and stable stuff is kind of polyester-y. This is kind of, I don't know, more cottony. When you feel it, you'll go, oh yeah, it'll absorb it, the moisture, and it'll dry. Where if you felt the soft and stable, you would go, no. So the first thing I did was sprinkle this with the bone ash, and this is connected with bone ash. And I just laid a piece of fabric down that was larger than my drying mat, and connected it with the bone ash to the foam. Then I laid my other side, right sides together, and I binder clipped them together. Binder clip this together. Another good use for your binder clips, because again, you don't want to pin through this. Okay, so I binder clipped this all together. Then again, I used my zipper foot because I want to get pretty close to this, but I don't want to be right up against the edge of this. I want to be off of this, maybe about 1/8 of an inch or so. I don't know if Joe can see that very well, but it's off just about 1/8 of an inch because you have a little thickness. If you get it too close, then when you flip it, it gets kind of, it starts to make a bowl, a little cup a little bit. So you want to give it a little bit of space. So I stitched around this. I made my stitch length smaller. I made it to about a 2 and went all the way around. Now, here's the trick. Here's the trick. I think you're going to like this. So, you're going to have to leave a hole, a space, so that you can pull it out and flip it and turn it right side out, right? So I've got 2 right sides together. When I flip it, it'll be all right side out. So to do that, and this little hole is always kind of a pain in the neck to finish off when you're done. So I'm going to show you a really, really simple, fast, easy way to make this look perfect. Because I think if you look at this one, I think it's pretty hard to tell where my little hole was. And that's what you want. You don't want to know where that big space is, and it's always tricky. So you're going to start with this, and I'm just letting my iron heat up for a second. I'm taking something it's called Wash Away Wonder Tape. This is not permanent. It's about 1/4 of an inch wide, and it comes in a roll like this. And what I do because once you pull this out, sometimes it'll, if you don't use it a lot, it'll dry up after a while and it'll start to unravel and stuff. So I kind of make a dispenser out of the package. So I just take a scissors and I cut a little slit and I pull it out. So now I have like a little dispenser. And this will stay nice. It won't get all messed up in your drawer, and it'll stay fresher longer because they do dry out after a while. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a scissors. I was going to say, oh, I didn't bring a scissors with me, but I do. I'm going to go back. I trimmed all the way around this, about 1/4 of an inch, about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. I actually took and I stitched around this twice, okay, with a smaller stitch at 2. Then you can see that when I got to my hole, I kind of cut these guys at an angle. You can see that I left this larger and at an angle. Okay, now I'm going to take this Wonder Tape and I'm going to cut it about the size of the hole that I have, and it's just like a double-sided tape. I'm going to lay one edge along the edge of my little drying mat. I'm going to peel off the back, and then I'm going to pull this. I should come this way, and then you can see a little better. I'm going to pull this right around, and it is going to lay, it just sticks all by itself, stuck on here. Now it's going to stay in place right there. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and I'm going to get this nicely lined up, you know, so you're not going to lay it so it sticks out, you know, past the other one. You're going to get it lined up nice and even with the other side. And I'm going to do the same thing again. That's going to hold it in place. It's going to keep it nicely folded, and it's going to stay there when you pull it right side out. So I'm just going to lay it down there, and sometimes it's a little tricky to get it started because, you know, but it comes off just like that. And this side is sticky, so it's just going to fold over, and I try to get it nicely lined up with the other side. Just like that. You can give it a little press if you want to, but when you wash this, it will go away. So don't think that this is sealing this up permanently. It's just holding it in place until we stitch it. Now I'm going to turn it right side out. Now I don't have one that I already turned right side out that I could just say, now I'm going to turn it right side out. I actually have to turn it right side out for you. So how you doing? Everybody doing okay?
Karen, while you're working on that,
yes, ma'am.
Earlier, someone asked what titanium needles are for.
You can use titanium needles as well. They're stronger as well. They're kind of like a chrome needle, a little bit stronger, kind of a professional needle. They're also made to to break less, to be more sturdy than your regular. I would use either a titanium or a chrome, to tell you the truth. Okay, so I kind of take this and I take my handy dandy point turner, but this time I use kind of the bigger side just to kind of get everything turned out. And you can see how nicely this turned out. And look at this. Look at how nice this edge is. Ta-da! You didn't do anything. You just folded that over and you're holding it in place. I have to push this down a little bit. That's just that one edge that was longer. I'm going to pop that down in. Probably give it another little press because I was doing it fast. Make sure that you backstitch here and here at the beginning and the end. So now I have one that matches my apron and the other drawing mat. So I have a matching set. So what a cute gift to give to somebody. Really cute at the holiday. You can make it out of Christmas fabric, so you could switch them out. You can make it to match your kitchen. So this is just about done. All I'm going to do is give this another nice press. And look at how nice. You can't even tell, if I put it here, you can't even tell where your hole was, where you turned it, because it's so perfect. So perfect and so easy. So now I would either, on mine, I didn't hand stitch it closed, but you can hand stitch it closed. I'm not sure where it is. I think it's over here. I think it's over here. But then I took and I top stitched about 1/8 of an inch, and I kept my zipper foot on, and I stitched pretty close to that edge going all the way around. But this is where my hole is. And I didn't stitch that close, but you could.
The truck bags, does the truck come already on it?
The truck comes, you don't have to do a thing.
No.
Not a doggone thing. It's already on it with the adornments and everything, with all the little glue eggs and cute things.
On a bag.
On the bag, yep.
Okay.
All done. All done. These come on it. They're little felt and beads and things, a little shine. So cute. So I would give this another press. You could do a little quilting on this if you wanted to. You know, you could. You don't have to.
Karen, is that also a drying mat?
This is a drying mat. Yes,
Okay,
this is the same thing as this.
Okay, somebody just asked.
Yeah, so it doesn't come this size. It comes this big size. It comes in this bag. So to get the small drying mat, you get 2 small drying mats out of 1 big mat. And the instructions have a little curved edge so that you can curve your other edge. I can't really show you, but I actually just kind of take my drying mat and I fold it over and I just like draw. But there is a little template in there for you to use as well. So this is another one that I did that I'm in process. This is one that I'm doing, and I'm kind of doing a little quilt as you go. So here's my drying mat. I used the bone ash to connect my back. And now I'm just kind of doing a little strip quilt as you go type of thing. So I laid this piece down in the center, and then I laid my strips over. So you could use scraps of leftover Christmas fabric or other fabrics that match your kitchen or your house or whatever. Laid my strip down, stitched 1/4 of an inch from the edge, flipped it over. This one I used the bone ash to hold it down, and then I'll just use my next strip, which is going to be this one. Even though it has the selvage on, it's going to go past. So I'm just going to lay this down right sides together, line up my edges, stitch, and flip. So that quilts it as I go along. This one I'm going to take and I'm going to put a binding on. So you could just bind it. It takes a little bit more effort to bind it. It's a lot faster to do this.
Karen?
And this. Yes, ma'am.
What is the approximate size of the large drying mat?
I can tell you the exact size. The exact size. 1 15 by 17 inch piece. It comes in this little package.
Thank you.
Ta-da! These guys, I don't know their exact size. So the silicone mat sizes are for the extra large, which is this one. The size of the mat is 9 by 12. So how big it ends up depends on the size of border you put on it. That's the extra large. The large is 8-inch square. So this guy's 8 inches square. The mat part, the silicone part, what size you end up with depends on what size border you put on it again. And then the little one, which is the small, he is 6.5 inch. So the mat is 6.5 inches on this.
Did you show the oven mitt?
Okay. No, I have not shown the oven mitt yet. Would you like to see the oven mitt? Yes, you want to see the oven mitt. It's awesome. So to just round out your whole set of all of this fun stuff is an oven mitt. The oven mitts are awesome. Let me show you an oven mitt. You want to see an oven mitt? I got your oven mitt right here. Okay, let me get some of my toys. This is just like at home, you know, you get so many projects going at one time, you can't find your table. So let me find a little table. So to round out your whole gift and to just make your family think that you are the best sewer in the world, because you are, you can make a matching oven mitt. So here's the silicone oven mitt. I've got this one that I'm doing, kind of that matches my little, hi. This one's going to match this little guy. Ta-da! So I'm going to have a hot pad trivet to match my oven mitt. And then just because I really like this, the chickens, this is from Poppy Cotton, the chickens and the ducks, and well, they're not chickens and ducks, they're just all chickens, butterflies. There's some bunnies in there. The oven mitts. These are so much fun to make. You're going, no, they're not, but they are. And they're not hard. I made these 2 in a couple hours in the afternoon. So let me show you how these work. So you get in the package, so you're going to do the same thing you do with these other ones. Buy the first one with the instructions. Then you can buy refills. And then you can just buy the oven mitt and you'll have your instructions. So buy your first one with the instructions, then just buy the refills to make more. So this is what you're going to do. You have 3 pattern pieces. You have the inside the band that goes on the bottom, and your lining. Okay? First thing you're going to do, take and trace your, what are they calling this one? They're calling this one the decorative insert. So the decorative insert is the one that you see. Okay? The best fabric to choose for this, and even for these, are fabrics that have a lot of contrast. Okay? So you can see how I have a light background and then dark images on here. And this one's going to actually match this, oh, not this one, the other one. Where'd it go? That other one that I had, this one. This one's going to match my other trivet. So you can see that I have a white background with different darker animals, and this one had a dark background, but with the lemons on. I tried it with the limes, and the limes don't show up as well because the lemons are brighter and creates more of a contrast between the background and the limes themselves, or the lemons themselves. Okay, so your decorative insert is the part you're going to do first. You're going to lay that on a piece of fabric. I lay my fabric right sides together. Give it a little shot of best press. I trace around my pattern, and then you want to make sure that you put the little pivot point in. And to do that, I just take my Frixion pen and I push down into that little dot and make a little dot like that. It's that easy. Okie dokie. Trace around that, and then you're going to stitch around on the line that you drew. Trim it down to about 1/4 inch. This as well I did at a shorter stitch length at about 2. Okay, then you're going to, do your little clips so that it curves out nice. Then it tells you to press your seams open. You know you're not going to do that. Don't do it. Don't try to do it. You don't have to do it at all. Because what you're going to do, where's my mat? You don't have to press this one really at all. It's just fine because you're going to flip it right side out. I don't think I pressed this one at all. I might have pressed it a little bit, but I can tell you I did not press it with the seams open because that's just not going to happen. You're going to push it right side out. I'm going to use, again, my little point turner, and again I use the back part of my point turner to do, the basic, kind of get it to come through. And then I will use my little point, the little point part to make it nice. And I didn't clip where my little thing was, so let me do that. Oh, it probably will work anyways. But you're going to clip down to that little dot where you pivoted it. And let me just do that because it's going to drive me crazy if I don't. And you're going to trim it down more so your curve will be a lot nicer. So you're going to trim that, and I'm going to get it all the way down. Okay. So now when I do that, it will flip over nicer, just like this. And when I do this, I would probably come around and give this a nice little press once I get it all nicely turned. And I would do a little bit better job than what I'm doing now. Then you're going to take it, this is so fun, because you do this first, and then you're going to take this and open it up, and they're always a little stuck when you first start. They're like fused together. You're just going to slide your hand right in here. And already you can see what your mitt's going to look like. So you just slide this in, get it all nice and in here. Ta-da! Step 1, all done. That wasn't hard, was it? You can do this. You got this, right? So far, so easy. It's going to hang out a little bit on the bottom, about 1/8 of an inch. That's good. That's okay. That's what you want. Okay? The next thing you're going to do is trace that little cuff part. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to trace your little band. You're going to cut 2. I do it right sides together. Just like this. You're going to stitch this edge and this edge, your 2 edges. Just like that. You could do that, right? Make sure that you back stitch on both sides. Okay? Then you're going to just take, I guess I'll show you on this one. And I'm going to pull this out because this is going to be the next thing you're going to do anyways. So I'm going to pull this out of here. You're going to take this and you're going to line up your cuff, your decorative liner, and your silicone mat, and you're just going to stitch around this. Use the free arm on your sewing machine. Again, you can just use your regular needle as long as it's not skipping. If it is skipping, get a sharp needle, a pointy needle, not a ball point. Get a sharp needle and use that. And you're just going to stitch around. And again, I used my zipper foot, and I moved the needle way over because you want to get it close. And I'm going to kind of hold this. Maybe Joe can, is that the good one to show? Maybe this one. I'm going to switch over so that you can see the contrast. This has a little bump right here, and you kind of want to get your cuff stitched close to that bump. So by using your zipper foot, you can move your needle over and get that stitched right close. So you're going to stitch that all the way around. Okay. Then you're going to take a piece of fabric, and it'll tell you what size, and you're going to quilt that. Again, I use, so what you're going to use for that is just the 100% cotton batting. You don't want to use a polyester. You want to use the 100% cotton batting. Great way to use up some scraps if you have scraps. And you're going to quilt a piece of fabric. And you can see I just quilted my fabric going this way. You can quilt it and do diagonals. You can do whatever you want. And it gives you some ideas on what to do with that. Then you're going to take the lining mitt, which you can see is longer than your decorative lining mitt. You're going to cut that out, you know, right sides together. Again, I used a smaller stitch, went all the way around, and I actually went around this twice, and then I trimmed really super close. Okay, this one you do not have to turn right side out. You're going to leave it inside out. So this is the fabric that I'm using on the inside of this one. Again, you put on your hand, and you're going to slide it right into the mitt. It's that easy. You could do this. I'm telling you. And then this will slide in, and I like put it between my knees when I'm sitting on my sewing table, and I just slide this up. You can't see it at all. I put it between my knees to hold it. Put it between my knees to hold it, and then just slide this up and even it out. That's the best way, because otherwise you need 4 hands. All you have to do is cut a little piece of binding. I think it's 12 1/4 or something like that. And again, I used 2 1/2. And I sewed around the outside. Now I'm just going to flip this one in and hand sew it on the inside. You could machine sew around it as well, but you're just going to sew this around 1/4 inch like you usually do. And again, use your free arm, and it'll just go right around. It is so fun to do. They turn out so cute. So cute, so cute, so cute. Ta-da! Actually, on the pattern, it shows the ones that they do. The cuff and the binding are the same fabric. I like to use a different fabric. I like to have it give it a little pizzazz. So, but you can use the same fabric if you want. You could use the same as the inside. Whatever, use your creativity, but I kind of like to have a different color binding than just the same as the cuff. But that is entirely, sometimes it depends on what scraps you have left over and that you're using. So that's my story on that. How about that? Sound good? Mm-hmm. Okay, what else do I have I can show you? Okay, so binder clips are in Karin's Nifty Notions. We have bags of 100, because, you know, go big or go home, you're going to use them. And bags of 10s. And there is a bag of 50, but those have been back ordered for since before the pandemic. So we were able to get these because we were not able to get binder clips for a really long time. So we've got these 2 sizes. Let me tell, some people were asking about the magic pins, so let me tell you about the magic pins. They are so cool. I like these pins, and I've been through so many pins. We all have these pins, right? The little flower head pins, and look at this one's already messed up. Flower head pins, look at this one's bent. You can't iron over, if you iron over the top of this little plastic thing, even by accident, what happens? It melts. And how many times has the little flower come off the top of your pin? So you're throwing it out. These pins are magic pins. These pins are, oh, are they longer? No, you can get them different lengths. These are really long. They're I call them the coffin pins because it looks like they're in a little coffin. They call it a designer box, but one girl's designer box is another girl's coffin. I don't know, but it's so we call them the coffin pins. But I've been using these for about a year, and I still have this many. I haven't thrown them out because they bent. I haven't thrown them out because they melted. And if you're somebody who has problems with dexterity in your fingers and your hands and your wrists and things, I like the top of these because it's nice and long. It's tapered, and then it has the little ridges. So they're very easy to hold on to. They don't slip in your hands. And when you pin something, you know, they're long, they're strong, but they're also very thin. So they're just really easy to use. And then, look, I just ironed over the top of those. And this iron is hot. They don't melt. I love that. Because how many times, you try not to iron over the top of them, but you do. And how many times have the little flowers popped off the top of these? I have never thrown one of these out because, first of all, I've never thrown, except if the vacuum cleaner picks it up, but I've never thrown one of these out because the top pulled off. So my favorite pins, magic pins, they come in a box of 100. They're awesome. Another thing that's in Karin's Nifty Notions. What else? What else do you see that you see up here? We have, this is called Moonshine, and the panel comes with, I think, everything that you see here. So I think your kit comes, I'm trying to figure out what your kit comes with now. I forgot to look at that again. Your kit comes with everything that you need to make, okay, the crow. This is going to have more stuff than just the crow. I've got the crow. I've got, I guess we did do them separate. So if you like the crow, you can just make the crow. This could be a pillow or a wall hanging. We made it for a pillow. And I shouldn't have touched this because now it's going to fall off. And then we have the little crow wall hanging. This we're going to stuff and make into a bench pillow. So each one of these comes as a separate kit, along with the Moonshine quilt. Really cute. So those should be all on the website separately, I hope. I didn't check, but so hopefully they will come separately on the website so you can get those. This is called Moonstruck, I think. Harvest Moon. So there's two panels for Harvest Moon. There's the larger panel with the witches and the pumpkins. And there's a kit to make this quilt. And there is also a kit to make this quilt, which has just the block panels. So there's a block panel quilt as well. So that's really cute for Halloween. I love the witches and the brooms and the cats. Really super cute. Very cute. Then we have we can start here. We have, it's fall, the best time of the year, a table runner. So we have kits for the table runner. And there is also, as long as I can step over this and not pull off the entire iron. There are 6, the table runner is sold separately than the placemats, and there are 6 placemats. Maybe I'll throw them on the floor and Joe can grab them from the floor. So there are 6 placemats. So a lot of times I'll just give 2 placemats because like Joe's aunt and uncle, there's just 2 of them. And grandma and grandpa, there's just 2 of them. So here's, if you're just giving 2 placemats, you've got 3 gifts right there ready to go. So the panel is in the center, and then you're just adding the cream, a little stripe here, a little stripe here, and then you're binding. Easy peasy. So cute. Or you could put these together as a quilt as well, if you liked it. But there is a big quilt panel back here for the Market Fresh. So this is part of that line as well. So this is just a panel up to here. Even this red is part of the panel, and it includes the border and the binding in that quilt. Really cute to hang in your kitchen. What else can I tell you about? Am I missing something? Something you haven't seen? This we didn't have done last time, and this has been very popular. It's so pretty. So pretty. It's made out of 2 panels. So here's part of one panel, and then the wording is another panel. And then we just bordered it up. So would this be pretty for in the church for Christmas? Hanging it on your door during the holidays. So 2 panels and 2 borders. And even this the little nativity border has little lines on it to show you where to cut. So it shows you where to cut for this, it shows you where to cut for this, and then you just sew them together and add the borders. Super simple, but just so pretty for the holidays. So next month, we are going to do Patchwork Party Live. And we're going to go back to do it. Yes, Joe Upton. You cannot tell the excitement in Joe's face. He is so excited. The house will be just a buzz with different projects going on all the way until next month. So we're going to do it to make it easy for you to remember. You remember that Patchwork Party way back when was the second Monday of the month. So Patchwork Party Live is also going to be the second Monday of the month at 6 p.m. So I hope you can join us for that. I'll see you before that. I've got some other little projects that I'm working on once I got this going, I went, I think we have enough to show you tonight. I hope your head is spinning, and I hope you have lots of ideas. And the girl shipped out. We're shipping out quickly. What the post office does with it after they get it, I don't know. But we're doing our best to get it out there. And we're going to kind of keep an eye on that. If it gets worse with the post office, heaven forbid that would happen, we would probably look at doing some other type of shipping. But right now, the post office, still the least expensive going around. Oh, you're picking. Oh, I'm supposed to pick? Okay. Oh, the pressure. Okay. Pat Henry, you get a $10 gift certificate. Cindy Carver Atchison, you get a $10 gift certificate. Margaret Ford, yay, Margaret! Love Margaret Ford.
We want a car.
We want a car. We'll have to talk to. Well, maybe we can work our way up. Maybe a sewing machine. We have to talk to Jim. Oh, Janet Kundinger. I just wrecked her name. Janet, you know who you are. Kundinger. And Andy Ortin. Ortin. O-R-T-I-N. You get a $10 gift certificate. Yay! We'll be getting those to you, what we'll do. So thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had some fun tonight. If you have any questions, anything you need to know, you can text us, email us. You know where to find us. SewandSaveOverRacine.com. And what are you going to play? See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our virtual Christmas preview party. I miss everybody. Usually we're all together here. We're having snacks, we're having treats, we're having cocktails, and we're looking at fabric and chatting and visiting with one another. But we're just going to have to do it virtually tonight, and that is okay. So down below you can comment, you can ask questions as I'm going along. I am here in the fabric gallery of Sew and Save in our beautiful Christmas area. It's Christmas now. In a little while, don't know what it's going to be because you know me, I'm always switching things up. So we also have Jill and Sherry and Joe Potter, our IT department, working out today and helping us out, and they'll be helping answering questions and all kinds of other things online. So are you ready for Christmas? So I've got lots of things to show you and lots of projects, and everything that I'm showing you tonight is going to be on sale. So we have a coupon for you to use online or here at the store when you order. Any of the notions that I show you will be in Karin's Nifty Notions section of our website, and all of the Christmas fabrics and kits and projects that I show you tonight are also on sale. You will know. First project for tonight is our little apron. This is an apron panel. It comes with, your kit will come with the whole apron panel, and it's got, are these amaryllis? I think these are amaryllis and poinsettias and this one, whatever that one is. You girls are going to have to tell me if I'm telling you the wrong flowers. So it has all these little flowers on. It has the pockets and the ties, which I was very excited to do because I could use my new Binding Ease pressing mat. So I'm going to show you that in a minute. So we have these kitted up, and our aprons come with backings as well. Because usually they want you know how you're supposed to fold this and then fold it again and press it and do that all the way around your apron as you're doing this. It's much easier to put two pieces of fabric together, sew around the whole thing, turn it and press it, and then just top stitch around. And plus it gives your apron a little bit more body. Otherwise they get a little floppy. So the kits that you will get, you will have everything in your kit to make this apron, including the pockets and the lining. So let me show you how to do your little ties using our nifty new ironing mat. And I've showed you this before, but some of you ladies have not seen it. I want to make sure, because we've got lots of new people watching, I hope, tonight. Make sure that if you like what you see tonight, that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. So if you missed this tonight live, you can also watch it on our YouTube channel. And I also, as I showed our ironing mat, I also showed our nifty new iron. Now this one is mine. This one I've had for about 5 years now, and I have not burned it out. And that's pretty hard to not do for us quilters. You know how we're always going through irons. So I love this iron for me, particularly when I'm demonstrating, because it's cordless. Ta-da, no cord, and it's just a great size, but it also has some weight to it, because you don't want an iron that's really too lightweight, because then you have to do a lot of pressing and pushing in order to get something to iron nice and crisp. So this iron has some nice weight to it, so the iron does all of the work. Also, so if you were to order this iron, this part is now kind of a copper color, where this is silver. And I also noticed on the new irons that the bottom of the iron has that nice no stick to it, and you know, kind of that Teflon finish on the bottom, and mine doesn't have that. So now I'm feeling like I might need a new iron. Even though this one works just great, I might need a new iron. It has 3 different settings. It has low, medium, high. It has an auto shut off, and then it has steam, medium steam, no steam. It has spurts of steam. You can do the spurts of steam or also the spray. So it's just a really great iron to use. It has kind of the retractable cord to it. I can't retract it all because I pull it out of the plug. But one of the other really nice things about this is it has this great carrying case. And that just clicks on, and you can pick it up and carry it, you know, back and forth to class, back and forth to retreats. And if it's hot, when you leave a class or leave a retreat, you don't have to worry about it. You just click this on and off you go. So I don't even pack it up. This just kind of goes along by itself. A nice little handle, easy to carry around to classes. So this is so I've loved this iron. I've had it for 4 or 5 years and I haven't burnt it out. But I think probably my most favorite part of this iron is that I've had it for like 5 years and I've never ironed a piece of clothing with it. I only use it for sewing. So it kind of puts me in my happy place. I'm over ironing clothes. I don't know about you. Those days where my mother, and Joe's here, so I probably shouldn't say this, but my mother used to iron my father's underwear. That not happening. She used to iron all the sheets. I don't know about you ladies. No, not happening.
That sounds like a great idea.
I don't think it does. Not at all. He's lucky if the sheets get washed and cleaned and back on the bed. But so that's my story on the iron. Really nice iron. Works great. These will be on sale in Karen's Nifty Notions all this week through Sunday, just like all of the other notions, including our great little ironing mat. You can leave your iron sitting on this. Did I turn this on? It would be probably helpful. Yep, I did. You can leave this sitting on this little ironing mat. It withstands heat up to 500 degrees. So I think that's good. You're going to be pretty much covered. But the other great thing that this does is it helps you make binding. This is going to change your world. I'm just saying, because binding is okay, but probably not my most favorite thing to do in the world. So if anything to help me do binding, and I used it to do my little ties on my little apron. So let me show you how that works. You want to just this is just a strip of fabric. If you were doing a binding, you would sew these together in a long strip like you normally would. This is just one width of fabric. I fold it in half like you normally would. This is like to make a tie or a binding. And I kind of get it started. And then I just thread my little strip through the little loops. And that just gets it started. Then I just set my iron down. And I don't think I've really let this iron really get hot enough. But you would just draw this straight through and feed your binding through underneath your iron. So you have both hands free. The iron does all the work. And the mat kind of absorbs the heat, so it also passes that heat back through your little strip. And if I have this iron hot enough, and it's actually still pretty hot, and I haven't had it sitting on there heating up for very long. So it's still pretty hot. And it is just pressing my little strip in half just perfectly. And I just kind of wrinkled that up as I was feeding it through and talking to you. There we go. If you're paying attention to what you're doing, it will fold it and pull it through just perfect. And you have a beautiful folded strip for binding. How many of you love doing binding? Not me. And if you make purses and little straps like this, you have to then fold these two your two raw edges to the center, and then you're going to feed this through again. So then I just get this started one more time, and I will feed this all the way through and press it down as I go along. And the iron will do all the pressing, and this is really hot right now. And I didn't even have that iron going. So just get it started like you did with your binding when it was folded, and just feed it straight through. So much fun. It makes binding fun. Because for me, I don't know about you, but binding is not fun. So you can purchase these on our website. If you're not comfortable shopping on the website, that's okay. You can just look at the website, pick out what you like, and call the store. We're always happy to take your order right over the phone. Or, you know, we're open from 10 until 5:30. So you could, on Monday through Friday, and 10 to 3 on Saturday. So you can always stop by and get the same deal at the store. So I'm just going to pull this through now. I'm just kind of playing around with it, but you can see that it folds this and presses it really nice and flat. Then the next thing I would do is just fold this one more time and pop it through there again, and it will make your strap ready for stitching. Perfect. And it goes really fast, because I was talking as I was doing this. If I was at home, I would like whipping that through there, and I'd be done in no time. So that's my story on that. Great little ironing mat. Great little iron. Two fun things to help your projects go really fast this Christmas season, because we've got a lot of projects to do, don't we? So that's my story on my apron. Let's see, what can I show you next? Okay, let's go over here. Everybody loves the gnomies. This is this year's gnomies project. This is an exclusive project that we, a pattern that we made up here at So & Save. I'm like doing some house cleaning there. This is actually a panel, and then these are other pieces that we fussy cut. See, we fussy cut the little gnomies to go in the center of our blocks here. We have this as a kit, and the panels are sold separately, and a panel looks like this. This is the whole panel, and we have just cut and used a part of the panel. So that was cut up and used inside the kit. These are online this week as well for 20% off, and then we have matching pillowcases. So we have the little red pillowcase as well as the little black gnome pillowcase. So these are kitted up and on our website for sale as well. If you're interested in any of these, picking these up and taking them home and doing them. They're so cute. I love a flannel pillowcase. It's so nice and soft in the winter. So this is a pretty simple project to do. We have some little half hourglass pieces here, and the rest are just big blocks, so it goes together pretty quickly. And we use the little plaid on the for the binding, and bada boom, bada bing, you're done. But it's just great, and it's that Woolies flannel, that two-ply flannel that is so easy to use. We have another quilt that's called On the 12th Day. And this quilt actually has a panel that you can make into a book, but we also made it into a quilt. So the panel is actually the 12 days of Christmas. So you can kind of see, you can kind of see the ladies dancing, the 7 swans a swimming, the 6 geese a laying, and it's just really, really super cute. Really super cute. So that's just a panel that you can either make into a book, or we took it and made it into a quilt. So that's a fun one. And it's not a huge quilt, so well, it's a pretty good lap size. It's a pretty good lap size quilt. So really sweet and kind of a little bit different in coloration than your typical red and green and black and stuff for Christmas. So it has a really pretty coloration to it. Okay, what else can I show you? Let me go over here. Let's talk about this for a little while. So we have, this fabric is called Country Christmas, and how cute can this be? This is just a little mini quilt, and it is done with, it's actually done by Holly Hill. Holly Hill, yeah. It's not actually done by Holly Hill. Let me look. I know better. It's done by Bunny Hill. We've done those Bunny Hill designs before. They're really cute. They always do some embroidery. A lot of times it's hand embroidery. I did this by machine. A lot of what they ask you to do is needle turn hand embroidery, and I just don't have time for that. So this is done by machine and by hand. So I put in some handwork as well, and just did a kind of a combination. They have a really, really, really cute quilt that you're gonna want to do. So this is the Bunny Hill Country Christmas quilt for the year, for the Christmas season. It is adorable. It has 25, I think, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 20 blocks. Not 12, because I was always thinking it was 12, but it's not. It's 20. 20 blocks. And I've got it started, but I'm not real far. But it's a whole lot of fun. And let me kind of tell you a little bit about how this works. So here's the 2 blocks that I have done. I have the little Christmas tree with the little sheep on the bottom. And then I have the little bunny with a little bow and an ornament, which I still have to do the hand embroidery on. So this project, they give you all of the instructions on how to do this by needle turn. And if I did this by needle turn, it wouldn't get done this Christmas. That's just, no, just not happening. So I have machine embroidered this, and I'm going to talk a little bit about machine embroidery and hand embroidery and some of the supplies that I use for those types of things. And in your box, when you order the kit, you get this beautiful box. It's all about the box, isn't it? So I can store all my pretty fabrics in this box. It's just awesome. And the designs are so cute that are in there. There's little sheep, there's all kinds of little things. So I'm going to tell you about a couple things here. Inside your kit, you also get the embroidery thread as well as the buttons. So that's really fun. So here's some of the fabrics that are really cute. The little snowball, they call this snowball, and it's little snowman heads, little Christmas tree farm. And look at this. This is my favorite. It's called Sweater Weather. That's what they call it. So there's all kinds of them. The little sheep with the sweaters on. What can be cuter than that? And then inside is a piece of Kimberbell fabric. That kind of went rogue. That happens sometimes. What else have we got in here? More trees. Oh, I have to show you. I got to show you this part because this is the cutest part. I'm telling you. Right here, the border stripe, which I've cut up, so there's probably not much of it left. There's not much of it left. I've already used a whole bunch, but here it is. This is the border stripe. How much cuter can that be? So cute. So that's used in several pieces of your background for some of your blacks, which I really think is kind of a cute idea, what they're doing. A lot of times when you do an embroidery on top of a block, it's just a plain piece of fabric, or it's just a background fabric, and then you put your embroidery on top. These are kind of pieced blocks. They're very simply pieced blocks, but there's pieced blocks behind your embroidery, which I really like. Sometimes they'll put 4 together, like on the candy canes here. They've put 4 pieces of fabric right here together to make the background of your block. Here they've put the stripe with the Christmas trees to make this one. So the backgrounds of these are pieced. Look at, they use the border stripe on this, so cute. So I kind of like, I think that's really a cool idea, where usually you just cut your square and you put your whatever you're embroidering on top of it, and off you go. But this one there, they really do some cute things with the backgrounds of the blocks. So as I'm doing this, I found this really super nifty thing. Because if you've ever done any type of machine embroidery, hand embroidery, wool embroidery, you always start out by taking your design and tracing it onto steam-a-seam, heat and bond, soft fuse, whatever you're going to use to adhere your pieces onto your fabric. And that's fun, and it's okay. So the one that I like to use is called soft fuse, and it is sold on a roll like this, and you get 3 1-yard pieces per roll. And I like that because it gives me a bunch of it, so I have a lot of it to work with, and then I can just roll it up and slide my plastic back over the top of it to store it. And it just stores a lot easier, because when I buy it by the yard, it's like, okay, how am I going to store it? And if I buy a bolt, then it's like, oh, now I have this big bolt to store it on. So I really like this on a roll. I get 3 yards. It gives me a lot of stuff to work with, and it lasts a long time. But what I found, because these little bunny hill patterns are printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, I can use a product called Barely There. And I take this sheet and I copy my design right onto the Barely There. And I just put this right through my home printer. You want to use an inkjet printer, not a laser jet printer. If you use a laser jet printer, it will melt this. And then you have to call George, and George will come and get it unstuck. Shh, don't tell Jim, because I tried it and that's what happens. But at home on your inkjet printer, it works great. The other thing that you want to do is make sure that you put your Barely There paper in with the right side going up. So some printers will want you to use, you know, on mine I have to put the sticky side up. On other ones you might have to put the paper side up. So you just want to make sure you're putting the right side up when you put it through your printer. I've done it going the wrong way and it's printed on the sticky side, and you have not wasted your paper if you've done that. You can just take a little damp piece of paper towel and wipe it right off. So, and just reuse it, because, you know, I don't like to waste anything. So I print right on here, so I don't have to lay this on top and do all my tracing. I just put this through my printer. Now I'm ready to rough cut like I normally do, trim around this, adhere to the back of my fabrics, and onto my fabric I go. Super simple, super fast. It gets you to sewing a lot faster, and that's really what I like to do. I like to do the sewing part. I don't always like the tracing part. The other thing that I like to do with my fabric before I start to applique is to spray it with Material Magic. Now we know about Best Press because we always like to use Best Press when we're pressing and sewing things. But Material Magic, we use it a lot in machine embroidery because we stiffen our fabric before we put it through the embroidery machine. And I have found that...
I have a question.
Yes.
Barbara Miller Jordan wants to know what the stuff you had in a roll in the plastic is.
This is like the Barely There, but it's on a big roll. And this has the sticky on one side. This one is called Soft Fuse. Excuse me. So it's on our website in the Karin's Nifty Notions. And you get 3 yards by, I don't know what this is, 18? About 18 inches, 20 inches in a roll. So this is always nice. So I use this for when I'm going to do some tracing and my patterns are bigger and I can't put it on the Barely There. But if I get a pattern that's printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, I'm into the Barely There. So on this you get 15 sheets, 15 8.5 by 11 inch sheets in a package. And this is on our website as well. And so I love this because I can just feed it through and off I go. I'm ready to start stitching. Then what I did is I sewed my two pieces together for my background. Then I used the Terrio Magic and I spray this fabric with Terrio Magic. This is a heavier starch than your Best Press. Sometimes if I'm doing a hand stitching like this, I will use Shape Flex, and that's like just a lightweight woven interfacing that I'll put on the back of this one. This one I'm doing a lot of hand stitching with. I'm maneuvering, I'm manipulating it a lot, and I just want something a little bit heavier but not stiff. So this one I put the Shape Flex on the back of. And this is going to be a project that I'll show you when I get it finished. It's not finished yet, but the hand stitching is finished. It's going to look something like, don't know, there it is. It's going to look something like this. It has the cutest buttons. Check out these little heart-shaped buttons. So these little heart-shaped buttons are going to go on the bottom of each one of these little tree limbs. And then I'm going to get some little flower buttons to put on the top of the flower buttons here, and then some little beads to go here. And those will all be in the kit when you purchase it. So you'll be all ready to go, and then it's going to get it gets a border around it yet, and I have to do some quilting and all kinds of other good things. So that's why I put a little bit heavier background on this instead of just spraying this. A lot of times when I did do applique in the past, I would put the Shape Flex on here just to give this some body. But then I found the quilt got a little heavy. So instead now, when I'm going to do a quilt with all of these pieces going together, after I get them all appliqued, I like to use the Terrio Magic because it gives the fabric some stiffness. I don't know if you can really see how kind of stiff this is. And as I'm working with it and showing you this, it also helps to keep your fabric from fraying while you're working with it. So that's another really nice benefit. So I spray all my pieces, not only my background, but the piece that I'm appliquing down, I will spray with the Terrio Magic as well. I will take it out of this bottle and I'll put it into one of our mister bottles. And we have some more of these mister bottles coming. So we're having some new ones. Made. They're not going to look exactly the same as this because right now I have two bottles and one has Best Press and one has Terrio Magic. Okay, so I had to put a little mark on one bottle so I knew which one was Terrio Magic and which one was Best Press. Otherwise, I'm spraying all over. If you use these spray bottles, I have found that it comes out in like great big blotches. So I don't have an even disbursement of the Terrio Magic on the piece that I'm working on. So some parts of it will be really stiff. Some will not have very much on it at all. And so I want a nice even distribution of the Terrio Magic on the piece that I'm doing. And when I use a mister bottle, I'll miss this. It just comes out in a really light spray, a really light mist, and you can get it on your project very evenly. And the other thing that it does is it saves on product. You're not spraying out so much product. You can always put more on. And the nice thing about the Terrio Magic is that it's not permanent. When you wash it, it will go away. So this will not be stiff forever. So your quilt won't be all stiff. Even if you're not thinking of washing your quilt right away, as soon as I also have another bottle on my ironing table that has just water in it, and I'll spritz that and then give it a press, and that kind of dissolves away some of the Terrio Magic as well. So I like the Terrio Magic. You can see how it kind of gives me a nice stiff piece of fabric to work with. So at that point, I just do my applique, any kind of applique stitch you want to do around it. And now I'm going to go back later on and I'm going to put in my hand stitching, and the little bunny gets an eye and all that other good stuff. So I've got 2 done. What have I got? 18 more to go. So that's my story on that. It's a beautiful kit. It comes in the beautiful box. So that's on our website to order. I'm just going to toss that right down there. Along with our little country Christmas fabric is Elvis. our little moose Elvis. He's so cute. So we have kits for little Elvis. Adorable. How much cuter can he be? He can be in your tree. So he's just hanging out on my tree. He's just got 2 legs. So he doesn't really stand, but he sure is happy in the tree. So this is Elvis. He is a quick one to do. You can do Elvis in an hour. So I have taken, and let me just give you a little story about Elvis. So all you need to do is take Elvis, who's on your little pattern here, and you will trace him onto a piece of fabric. And he's going to be a little red Elvis on this one. And you put 2 pieces of fabric together. You put 2 pieces of fabric together, and then you're going to stitch right on the line that you've sewn. Now I'm going to have Joe come and kind of show you this kind of close up, because where's my little pointer? Here's my little pointer. When I stitched this, you can see this line of stitching here is your regular line of stitching. And I just stitched that kind of at maybe like 1.5. And then I came over here and I stitched around him the rest of the way using that stitch on your machine that kind of goes forward one, and then it kind of goes back, and then it goes forward, and then it goes back and forward and back and forward. So each one of these stitches is like 3 stitches. And I brought my stitch length down to about 2 going around him, so that when I turn him right side out and kind of use my little point turner to push it, you know, all my little corners out and things, I don't end up pushing through my stitching line. Over here you can see what I did is I stopped. When I came around here, I stopped. I used a regular line of stitching and came up and then came back down. So even with just kind of stitching over it twice, you can see that this is kind of a little bit stronger stitch going around. And I like to do that whenever I'm doing something like this where I'm going to turn it right back and around and right side out again. So I just stitched around him, and then I don't have to stitch around him twice because the machine stitches around nice and tight. So I love this point turner. If you've ever used this point turner, you are going to know that you love it. Somebody was asking if Material Magic, and thank you for the question and everybody viewing today. I think we have over 200 people viewing. So welcome again, welcome. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. And you can always, we're going to have this will take me till 6:30 tonight to turn this, but no, it doesn't really. But if you've ever used this point turner, I want to point out the point turner. Let's point to the point turner. Here's the point turner. Best point turner ever. I like it because it's really, first of all, it's really long, so you can really hang on to it. And it's not round. It's kind of squared off. So I can always, so you can hang on to it and it doesn't slip in your hand. Somebody was asking, and I got to get back to the question. Somebody was asking about Material Magic and if it gums up your machine or your iron. It does not. It does not. I have never had a problem with it making my iron all gummy. What I have found is that on my mat, that it will leave a residue on my mat. So I have I have the great big, beautiful, huge mat on my ironing table. When I use Material Magic, I put my smaller mat down and spray with just that on the smaller mat with the Material Magic, because it does get it a little sticky. And you can use your mat cleaner and it will get it all off. But, you know, I don't want to keep having to clean that all the time. So as you can see, I'm really pushing pretty hard with my little point turner. And because it has this little ball on the end, it does not push through your line of stitching. I know how many of you, and fess up in the comments section. Fess up in the comments section. How many of you have picked up your scissors and used it as a point turner? And then you poke through the corner and then you're sorry. I know. Been there, done it, you know. Be honest. Oh, look at what I just did. So, so push through your little guy. On this one, I didn't do the double stitching like I did on the other one because I didn't think about it when I did it. I just did the regular stitching. So on the double stitching, it gives you that extra stitching around there, so it's harder for you to push through your little stitching as you turn them out. So you're going to turn him right side out, And then you're going to make his little ears, and I lost his little ears. You'll make his little ears, and those just get sewn on his little ears like that. And those just get sewed on to the outside, and then 2 little buttons on his for eyes. So that's my story on that. He's really fun, really cute. You can make a whole bunch of these in no time flat. So let's look at some other projects. We looked at the little on the 12th day quilt made with the 12 days of Christmas panel. Then there's also a smaller quilt made out of that fabric using just making just little trees. So this is just adorable with just the little. Oh, I'm going to make Joe walk all the way backwards. And we're going to walk over here to our fig tree. Our fig tree. This is from.
That one.
Which one? Is that one a kit? It is not. The trees are not a panel. You have to actually piece those. Those are pieced trees. Not hard to do. We can always do a little tutorial on that, but it's not hard to do at all. This one is fun. This is done with a charm pack and some go-withs. And it takes a good afternoon to do, but really fun to do. The fig tree fabric is always so happy and bright and cheerful for the holidays. And this is, they never disappoint. So you can, don't look at this because this isn't Christmas, but you can look at those. So your kit comes with the charm pack and the borders and the bindings to go with that one to make that quilt. Fast and easy, just kind of like little half square triangles to make all this work, and little flying geese over here. Otherwise, it's fast and fun and simple to show you. So, a lady was in today, and she was asking about rulers, and we were talking about rulers, and she was talking about how much her ruler slips. And that is a problem for lots of people. Lots of people have this problem. Especially if you have arthritis in your hands and your shoulders. You know the whole game. So what we have found that works just great is this little thing called Grippy. And I have used it on this is my favorite half square triangle ruler. I don't know if you want to see me demonstrate it. I'm happy to do that. I've used this ruler for years and years and years. And you can tell that I've used this one because this one I actually have to get a new one because it's actually wearing off. The writing is wearing off. This is a newer one. So on this particular ruler, this is the Quilt in the Day, the Eleanor Burns Quilt in the Day ruler. I've used this for years. But this, you can see that this slides around. This one I sprayed the Grippy on. And first of all, you can, by looking at the two of them, I don't think you can tell which one has Grippy on and which one doesn't. Because it doesn't alter the clearness of your ruler, because you want to be able to see through that ruler and see the lines and see the fabric as you're working with it. So this one does not have the Grippy on. This one does. So you can tell the difference between having Grippy and not having Grippy. So it's just, I just held this over the sink and I hold it about 8 inches away and just give it a light spray. Let it dry. It takes a couple minutes to dry. And then I tried it out. And if it still slides too much for you, you can put a little bit more on. You can put as much on as you want. But usually this has like 2 coats on. And I'm telling you, makes a big difference. Some people, even with the creative grid rulers that we have that have, you know, the Grippy that goes all the way around your 1/2 inch edge as well as your 1/4 inch edge, and then has the little Grippies inside. Sometimes people feel like this slides a little bit too much. And if you have a problem with that, you can use the Grippy on the back of these rulers as well. And some people have used these, you know, the two together, and they love it. It lasts forever. On Karen's Nifty Notions page, you can get that on sale as well this week. So remember, all of the things that I've showed you tonight are, as well as all the Christmas fabrics, are on sale on the website. The 5.5, 6.5, and 7.5 rulers. So we're still adding to your collection of great, everyday, hardworking rulers. These are, as you can see, this is not just for show here. I have one of these here at the store, and one of these at home. and I have them filled with each of these rulers. So every time I need one of these, and every time tonight that I've needed one of these, I can just grab it out of my little holder. These guys come in, I don't know, a bunch of different kinds. I can't remember even what they're called. On the website, there's a little spot back here to hold your cutter, which in my house never gets there. It just always sits out on my table. But it will hold your cutter, your cell phone, and then it has a little spot in the back to hold other stuff. Joe has one of these on his desk to hold papers and pens and cell phones and things on his desk as well. So it's a great college gift for kids going to college or on their school desks. And then we have the little itty bitty stash in stores as well as the bigger ones. So those are on in Karen's Nifty Notions this week as well. So lots of great things in the Nifty Notions area for you guys. And I almost forgot two more things. Do we have time for two more things?
Sure.
Okay. This is a new one. Well, okay, so this is like totally off topic, not Nifty Notions, but I needed to tell you because it's really important. As well as the elastic, the 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch elastic that we have for masks, we just got in the little nose pieces. People have been asking for the little metal nose pieces for their masks. So yeah, important because it looks like we're going to be wearing masks for a little bit longer. So we have these. We sell them in packages of 10 for $1.99. So we've got a bunch of these. So these are on the website as well. They actually peel and stick. So as you're making your mask, you can get it right where you want it to be and then kind of stitch around it to hold it in place. And then, you know, after people have the mask, they can fit it around their nose the way they want. So they're nice. They're just straight and then they just bend to be the shape that you need them to be. So kind of an important thing these days. So just wanted to let you know that we got these because we just got them in yesterday. So just wanted to let you know that we have those. Well, okay. So the other fun Nifty Notion that I have today is our little cutting caddy. And it's just this big, cute as can be. The little black things on the side, as you can see, are little magnetic spots for your pins. And what it does is it just sits next to your sewing machine, and as you chain stitch something, it has a little cutter right up on the top here, and it cuts as you chain stitch. How much fun is that? So I keep a couple extra bobbins in here because I'm always switching back and forth from black bobbins to white and cream and tan and gray, and some extra needles. But we have found that the most fun thing to put in our little cutter caddy are M&Ms. Fran likes to put gummy bears in her cutting caddy, but I have found that I can put more M&Ms in a cutting caddy than gummy bears. So I put M&Ms in mine, and so I can fit this whole bag of M&Ms in a cutting caddy. Really important information, because you know, as you cut and you finish a square and you cut it, you deserve a treat. So I'm just saying, you could, what would you put in here if not M&Ms? So that's a brand new product that we just got in. I think it's just adorable. What a great, cute little gift to give to a quilting friend. You could even take and make this into a pincushion. You know how you take little circles and things and you make them into pincushions? You could stuff this, hot glue some little fabric in there and make a really cute pincushion, but then you couldn't put M&Ms in it, but that could be okay too. You want to say hi to the girls? We have over 200 girls watching tonight.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Say hi.
Hi
Hey,
girls,
Jim.
how are you? I miss you. That's all I got to say.
Okay.
Hope to see you soon. Thank you.
A lot of you have this little product. Have you ever had to rip something out? Probably not very often. But me, every once in a while I have to rip something out. And it's always a trial and tribulation. I know a lot of you have these. I have one in my retreat bag and one next to my sewing machine at home. And it will change your world if you ever have to rip something big out, or you have to rip out a border. I think that was the first time that I said, I am never going to be without this. It was shortly after we got these in and I had to rip a border off. And I was like, oh my God, I will never rip out anything else without this again. So it's a quick ripper. And it looks like a little, if Joe came over here, we could probably give him a little haircut, but he said no. So it rips your seam open. It just does your seam ripping for you. You get it started and off you go. Just this quickly, just this easily. The little cutters do not cut your fabric. I mean, I can gouge away. I've like gouged away at this many, many times, and it does not cut your fabric at all. And look at how fast I'm ripping this out. Like with a regular ripper, you could never do that. It comes with a battery. Yay! And on our Nifty Notions page, on sale all this week, because this is the best quick seam ripper you will ever have. Let me tell you. It rips stuff out just this easy. Ta-da! What else do you need? Do you have any questions? What do you want to know about that I haven't talked about? I hope I gave you a few tips and ideas on doing some new things in a new way, looking at some new things in a different way. What can I answer? Any questions? You need anything? Do you want us to carry something that we're not carrying? Suggestions, ideas? Anything from you guys out there? We would love it, love it if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel, because I'm going to be doing more of these shorter videos. We'll be doing all kinds of things that, because we can't get together, that we just have to get together virtually. So I hope that you enjoyed our little show tonight. And feel free to stop in the store. We're open from 10 until 5:30 Monday through Friday, 10 to 3 on Saturday. Don't forget you can order any of these things. Any of the notions that I showed you today are in our Nifty Notions.
How long does the iron stay hot?
The iron stays hot, I don't know the exact amount of time, but I can tell you that even I have found that the new iron, this is my old one that's 5 years old, but the new iron I found gets hotter and stays hot longer than mine does. And this one stays hot long enough for me to fold a binding for a lap size quilt without having to recharge it. Okay, so plenty long enough to press half square triangles that you've cut or any of those types of things.
What
yes.
is the pillow up on the shelf?
The pillow up on the shelf is part of a panel. That's one part of the panel. The other part is I made into a little rug, which I will probably do as a little demonstration another time. This is done on a piece of canvas, and I Mod Podged part of the panel onto this piece of canvas, serged around the edges, and just folded my edges over and stitched all the way around to make this. So this is part of the panel as well. So is the little, the bag. This little bag is part of the panel as well. So I'll open up the panel so you can see it. The fabric is canvas. It's a lightweight canvas, and this is called Christmas Sampler, and then there's an idea book that can come along with it. So that has some ideas of things to do with this little canvas panel. So this is really cool. I'm going to try to open this up very carefully, which that's not going to happen, because not only is it glued, it's, okay.
Do we have the iron in the store?
We do not have the iron in the store right this minute. What I'll do is I'll leave my iron so you can see it. But they are on their way. We have sold out of them. So I have a whole bunch of them ordered, and they should be in this week.
Does the discount code work on the notions that you demoed?
Yes. So this is your panel. So you can see there's 4 pieces in this panel, and I haven't done anything with this one yet. So I kind of want to make this a little wall hanging, but I haven't gotten to it. I got the other projects done. This is the little panel that I made into a bag. This is the panel that I made into the little rug. And then this is the panel, oops, upside down. This is the panel that I used to make the pillow. So you can do all kinds of different things with this. You could make little sacks, all kinds of things. And it's canvas. It's a lightweight canvas, but it is canvas. It's not your regular, it's not regular fabric. It's a little canvasy. So it turns out really cool. So I kind of want to make one of these kind of wall hanging kind of things that you do and put the sticks in. That'll be really fun. But I haven't gotten to it. But lots of cute ideas in this little pattern book.
Is that the red one?
Oh, these two guys. Yeah, we were going to talk about those. I forgot about them. Okay, these are Holly Hill. These are Holly Hill. Those are Bunny Hill. These are Holly Hill. And this is done, that we have these kitted up. The center of this one is a panel. And then we just put 2 borders around it and binding. This one, but where you see the little holidays, celebration, peace, family, joy, love, that is also a panel, as well as the little part, the little sashing that goes around it with the little cornerstones. That's all part of the panel. I'm not sure I can see that right here to pull one out to show you. But that's all part of the panel, so you don't have to piece that. This whole, do I have something here? This is pretty big. This whole square right here is part of the panel. And then this is applique on. Okay, so this little piece is an applique star piece, and then this is kind of a 9 patch. So you're making the 9 patch, this you're piecing, this you're appliquing. So you get a little bit of everything in this quilt. You get a little piecing, a little applique, and a little panel.
Do we have the Better Not Pout book?
Yes and no. We had them, we sold out of them, and we have more on order.
Thank you.
So that was a yes and no question.
What's the name of the house?
It says Holly Hill Christmas on the house. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so yeah. So very cute. Holly Hill Christmas house. What else can we answer for you? This is a really pretty line of fabric. I haven't had an opportunity to do anything with this yet. But if you like the gold, metallic, and glitter, and just your real traditional Christmas, this line is very pretty. So I think we'll be doing some table toppers with this. This reads table toppers to me. So we'll be doing some fun table toppers with this. So you'll see that in the future. So that just has your very basic golds, greens, and reds with this line. What else? We have, this is another panel that we have. This is at the quilter right now. So you'll see this is a quilt coming up soon. This is another panel where they, oops, how about right side up? This is another panel with some pretty birds and some wildlife in it. So the quilt will be using this whole big square, which looks like you pieced like this whole square together, but it's actually the panel. And then we'll be putting some stashing around it. So a lot less work for you, and people will think you did a lot of work when it's actually the panel. So this is being made into a really pretty quilt right now. So we still have some fun things at the quilter that we haven't showed you yet. So we still have a few little things up our sleeve that you'll be seeing in the future. So you haven't seen everything yet. And there's more. And there'll be more Christmas stuff coming in as time goes by. Because a lot of these things that we get, if you don't get them now, they'll be gone and we won't be able to get any more. And that's just the way the game is played. Once we get it, a lot of times the fabric is already sold out at the manufacturer and we can't get any more when we want to. Sometimes we can, but a lot of times we cannot. Anything else that I can show you and tell you about tonight that you would like to hear about?
What is the Snow Sweet line?
Snow
Sweet.
Sweet.
So sweet.
It is so sweet. That is done. It is
Snow
so
Sweet
sweet. You'll love it. That is being made into a quilt. You could pop back. The quilt is in the back. It's not quite finished yet. You will see it. It's made out of some of these fabrics. You want to just run back. I think it's back by my desk. You know which one the Snow Sweet one is? It's the one that we didn't bring out because we still have to, it's the Advent one.
Yep, I'll grab it.
That's the one.
And somebody wants to know about the blue and green panels.
Blue and green panel.
What
These
are
are
they
also
called?
at the quilters, so I didn't really show those, but they are just great big panels. And all we've ever done with them, I mean, you can do a lot more with them, but we will have a kit in which you just have the front, the back, and the binding. And then you can quilt it yourself, or I just send it to the quilter and she does a beautiful job quilting. And then I'm going to add I'll add a little bling to it. I think I'm going to use some of those you know, those hot gems that they have and put some of those hot gems on it and give it a little sparkle. Or we have even done it with some of those itty bitty mini lights, and we've put little buttonholes, and then you could put the little mini lights in it and you can make it light up. It's really cute.
Can they put a pre-order in now?
Yeah, yes. We have the actual panels. We just have to put them together as a kit. And so this is the panel for the So Sweet. So I didn't show this to you because, and I don't think I have the panels out here right now, it's going to get pockets that go all the way around this. So we just got it back from the quilter today. We have to put the pockets on in the binding. So it's actually an Advent quilt. So wouldn't it be fun every night for your little grandchild to wake up in the morning, and in one of the pockets is a little treat when they wake up every morning. So there'll be 24 pockets going all the way around this. And each of the pockets have like little snowmen and stuff on it. So you'll see it again. It's just, this is as far as we got. So like I said, we have some more things